to Serengeti Express. Please now take your
Now, on the left side of the train, you may have seen a small little apple with stripes. These are known as Tommies from this ghetto. We call them little Tommies. They can actually run at speeds of around 50 miles per hour when they're being chased by a predator. And they get all the water they need for food that they eat. Your located inside these 10 animals that you looked at are the Mayalas. These are the females. The female Mayalas and the male Mayalas are completely different. So the females are the tan ones with the white stripes and bars, and the male is the black one with the shaggy beard and horns. So the reason they are very different is because the Mayalas are sexually dimorphic species, the females and males look nothing alike. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with that ringing of the bell, that means there is no more changing the seats. Rows are exiting the train at this time. We got thumbs up, ding ding, wave. Now we are waiting for the With that double whistle, ladies and gentlemen, we are now departing. Everyone look over to your right hand side, put your hands up in the air, and wave goodbye to our hardworking station master. Say goodbye, Lily. your right-hand side is Regrettably. This is the Serengeti Overlook. The Serengeti Overlook is home to 3 hotel kitchens, including the Treetop Kitchen, Oasis Pizza, and also the Giraffe Bar if you are 21 or over. You can also grab a cold beverage, go out to the balcony and enjoy the view of the animals on the Serengeti Belt. Montu is the tallest and fastest inverted steel coaster in the southeastern United States. It looks like you're 150 feet up in the air and it will drop you at speeds that can reach up to 65 miles per hour. As it flips you upside down 7 different times, 7 different ways, and it leaves your feet to dangle in the air. As we just made our way into the Serengeti Belt, we're looking over to your left-hand side, and you will notice these very tall animals, and these are the reticulated giraffes. The reticulated giraffes can stand up to 19 feet tall, and they can do everything standing up, including reading, drinking, napping, and giving birth. Which means the very first thing a baby giraffe experiences is a 6 feet drop to the head, and that's just one way to make an entrance. Now on top of the hill, these smaller 10 animals that you see, these are the impalas. Impalas are very fast runners. They can run up to 55 miles per hour and they can jump up to 10 feet high as they are running. Now to your left-hand side, you might have noticed these huge animals. They are tan with forward, or actually like their horns go backwards. These are the eland antelopes. The eland antelopes can weigh anything up to 1 ton, and they can jump up to 10 feet high from a standing position. Now to your left hand side, you will notice these big animals with the horns, and these are the white rhinos. The white rhinos can weigh anything between 4,000 to 6,000 pounds, and they can run up to 35 miles per hour despite their very heavy weight. These smaller tannish animals with the white targets on their rear ends, these are the defossal waterbucks. The defossal waterbucks are in fact not aquatic creatures, but they will hide in the water if they felt threatened or chased by a predator. On top of the hill, closer to the stream, these brown animals with the curved back horns, these are the sable antelopes. The sable antelopes are a female-dominated species, which means the females will pick out the males when they are about 2 to 3 years old. But don't worry about them, they will go out and form their own bachelor herd. Now, as we are slowly entering the tunnel, over to your left-hand side on top of the hill, you will notice this tan animal with the white stripes on their backs and the big horns, and this is Spencer, our male greater kudu. He is 1 year old. And when they grow up to be adults, their horns can reach up to 6 feet tall. As we are moving forward over to your right hand side, this colorful goggles were for this sky ride. This guide will take you 50 feet up in the air, and it will give you a bird's eye view of the entire park and also the animals on the Serengeti belt. Just keep in mind that if you are not an annual pass member or a fun card holder, you will have to pay $5 fee per person. Almost there. Ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching the Congo train station. Please make sure you remain seated. Keep all body parts inside of the train. We will be stopping shortly. If you wish to stay on board, your next stop will be the Stanleyville train station, but if you wish to exit at this time, feel free to do so once we are safely stopped at the station. Thank you for choosing the Serengeti Express. We hope everyone will continue to have an amazing rest of their day, and I hope everyone enjoy the journey. Almost there. Please remain seated. Alright, it is now safe to exit the train on the platform side or platform side. We got thumbs up from the station master. A lot of ding dings. Anyway, way. Now everyone look over to your left hand side, put your hands up in the air and wave goodbye to our hardworking station masters. Say goodbye. Your right hand side, you will notice brown animals with the base of horns, and these are the buffalo antelopes. The buffalo antelopes are a species that was thought to be extinct, but they were rediscovered in the 1950s in an isolated area in Ireland.
are slowly approaching our Stanleyville train station. I can't really say that's very slow, but we are going very fast. We are now approaching our Stanleyville train station. We'll be there very shortly. If you wish to stay on board, you are more than welcome to do so. But if you wish to exit the train at this stop, feel free to do so once we are safely parked. Almost, please remain seated. Almost. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you are more than welcome. Hold on, give me a second.
All right, we got a thumbs up. Ding, ding, wave, wave. Waiting on Choo Choo, and then we'll be out of here. Alrighty, as we leave the station, look to your left. Let's get our hands up in the air and start waving goodbye. Get them up and wave, 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 wave. Everybody say bye, Ralph. Bye, Ralph. Alrighty, if you're coming back here to Stanleyville, you'll be back in about 35 to 40 minutes. But our next stop is Nairobi. Now, the red and blue coaster, we're currently going underneath the Shikra, the first dive coaster to ever be built in the United States. It'll take you up in the air 200 feet, then pause, so you can look straight down the first drop at a 90-degree angle, then fall, reaching speeds of around 70 miles per hour. And on the right side of the train is Iron Quasi, the tallest, fastest, and steepest hybrid coaster ever to be built. It has a first drop of 206 feet in the air at a 91-degree angle, reaching speeds of around 76 miles per hour. That's not all, because Iron Quasi will also give you 12 different airtime moments. And on the right side of the train is the most colorful section here at Busch Gardens, known as Pantopia. This is where you'll find that 330-plus foot tall drop tower known as Falcon's Fury, Dragonfire Grill, the Carousel, Phoenix Rising, lots of games, lots of shops, and even Rita's Italian Ice. As we make our way forward, and on the left side of the train on top of that hill, I know you can't see a lot, but that is Congo and Jungala. This is where you'll find Ubanga Banga bumper cars, Kumba, the Congo River Rapids, the Busch Flyers, Chick-fil-A that is open today, along with Wild Oasis, our newest section of the park. And as we continue forward, coming up on the left side of the train, that green coaster you're looking at is Kumba. Kumba stands for roar in the African dialect, and this coaster will take you on a roaring adventure, starting you out at 143 feet in the air, reaching speeds of around 60 miles per hour. And just so you know, Kumba will also flip you upside down 7 times. And on the right side of the train, the blue coaster you see, that is Phoenix Rising, a family-friendly suspended coaster with a unique soundtrack. A first drop of 80 feet in the air, reaching speeds of around 44 miles per hour, but there are no inversions. We're now entering the 65-acre Serengeti belt. This is where the animals are free roaming, so please remember for your safety to remain seated, keeping everything inside of the train.
Por favor, manténganse sentados.
Now on the right-hand side of the train, that extremely tall purple and green structure is the Serengeti Flyer, one of the tallest screaming swing rides ever to be built. It'll actually swing you back and forth till you reach a maximum height of 135 feet in the air and speeds of around 68 miles per hour. And on the left side of the train, those small tan animals you see with the black stripes, those are the Grand Gazelles. These little guys can actually run at speeds of around 50 miles per hour when they're being chased. And just so you're aware, they also get all the water they need from food that they actually consume. Also, if you look over by the fence, there's a tan animal standing there. That is on the left side, by the way. That's a greater kudu. And on the left side, you may have noticed a gray animal with horns. That is a wildebeest, also known as the bearded canoe. As we make our way forward on the left side, there is a small island. This is actually home to the black rhino. But we also have an ostrich that is a female red-necked ostrich. This bird can grow up to 9 feet tall, weigh as much as 320 pounds. But also on the left side, you can actually see the black rhino. Her name is Jody. And just so you know, she's on that island because the black rhino will be a very territorial animal. So she has her own little she island to control by herself. As we continue forward on the left side of the train, you should see eventually a brown animal that has tan stripes or a dark gray animal with horns. These are known as Nyala antelope. The Nyala is a very unique animal because the male and female do not look alike. The females are brown with the tan stripes and the male's actually almost twice their size. He's gray and he has horns. Also on the right side, you should see the entrance to the Serengeti flyer and the wait time in case you're ready to experience it. But also on the right side, you might get a glimpse of the second largest land mammal, and that is the Asian elephant. These elephants can weigh around 6 tons, but they're still smaller than the largest land mammal, and that is the African elephant. And if you're interested in a safari truck tour that will take you out into the veldt where you'll stop to feed the giraffes, be sure to stop by the Animal Interaction and Tour booth located on the right-hand side of the train as we pass it by. It's that tan building with the gray stripes. They'll be more than happy to arrange that tour or any other interaction we have available here at Busch Gardens. We're now headed into the Nairobi train station, so for your safety, please remain seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop. I'll let you guys know when it's safe for you to exit the train. I do want to thank you for joining me on the Serengeti Express. I hope you continue having a good time here at Busch Gardens. And if you plan on staying on board, next station stop will be Congo. Almost there, not quite yet. So please remain seated. Almost. It is now safe to exit on the platform side. Entering the Nairobi train station. So for your safety, please remain seated until we come to a full and complete stop. I'll let you guys know when it's safe for you to exit the train. I hope you all enjoyed the trip on the Serengeti Express and continue having a great time here at Busch Gardens Tampa Bay. Almost there, but not quite yet. So please